It's Sunday morning on CBS. And here again is Anthony Mason.
Hit songs like Jive Talkin' won the Bee Gees a place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, in the aftermath of personal loss and estrangement, the two surviving Bee Gees are back and in harmony once again.
There's a light, certain kind of light, but never shine on me.
It's been a while since we've heard from the Bee Gees.
I want my life to be live with you.
It's been a few years since we've heard our voices together.
You don't know what it's like.
But Barry and Robin Gibb have started rehearsing again.
What it's like now to love somebody.
Does it come back easily?
Yeah, and the more you do it, the stronger it gets.
The way I love you.
After the sudden death of brother Morris nearly 7 years ago, one of the world's most popular groups went silent.
It's only words.
But now the two surviving brothers, working at Barry's home studio in Miami, are taking tentative steps to bring back the Bee Gees.
The blend of the voices is great. Even I get nostalgic.
It's not their first comeback, of course. Over their 50-year career, the Bee Gees have endured commercial droughts, critical disdain, and the disco backlash to sell more than 200 million records. The brothers' distinctive three-part harmony is still unmistakable. Is that something that you developed or was always just there?
We never questioned or were taught music or harmonies. We just sang what we felt.
The three oldest Gibb boys started singing together as kids in England. When the family emigrated to Australia in 1958, the brothers got a record deal and a TV show. But the Bee Gees wanted a bigger stage.
But we knew that to reach the rest of the world, we had to either be in the States or London. We had to be where the action was.
So in 1967, they boarded a ship back to England. You didn't know enough to be scared at the time.
We were, in our own heads, already stars. It's the belief that you're already a star before you become one that makes you one.
Within weeks of arriving in London, the brothers were signed by producer Robert Stigwood.
Once he saw us, he went, oh no.
Carnaby Street for you.
Send them to Carnaby Street immediately.
Yeah, here's £300.
Is that what he said, really?
No, he said, go buy some clothes.
Stigwood quickly sent them into the studio.
It was latish in the evening, and Robert said, listen, you know, we're still looking for something that we can say, listen, this could be a hit.
So they went out into the stairwell to run through some ideas.
And while we were singing, the lights went out.
In the event of something happening to me.
And that inspired the idea of being trapped in a coal mine.
Have you seen my wife, Mr. Jones?
New York mining disaster landed them on the charts. By the end of 1967, they'd have 3 more hits. The Bee Gees were international stars. But after a 5-year run, their songs suddenly stopped making the charts.
What we call the wilderness.
You call it the wilderness? I mean, do you sit there during that and say, I mean, I've written all these hits, how come I can't write one now?
I just think that we felt, and the industry felt, that we'd run our course.
Did you think it was over?
Yeah.
It was Eric Clapton who recommended a change of scene, Miami. So this place looked a little different, I guess.
Well, very much.
We went back with Barry and Robin to Criteria Studios, where in 1975, they turned their career around. When you came to the studio then, were you consciously trying to reinvent yourselves?
I don't know if we thought about it as reinventing ourselves.
Right.
It was just about writing something that got us excited, recording something that got us
being
excited.
inspired.
They found that inspiration on a daily drive over a causeway to Miami Beach.
It was the clickety-click noise that the car made every night when we were coming back. It still happens today. When you go over this bridge, it goes...
Jive Talkin' took the Bee Gees back to the top of the charts. During those recording sessions, producer Arif Mardin accidentally found a new Bee Gees sound.
We finished Nights on Broadway, the main vocals, and Arif sort of said, you know, can one of you scream in tune?
That's how Barry found his famous falsetto.
And it was literally a discovery.
As their white soul blend of funk and falsetto was producing another string of hits, Stigwood asked them for a few new tracks for a small film he was making about the disco scene.
We didn't really foresee it, certainly how big it was going to be.
Saturday Night Fever wasn't just a monster hit record, it was a worldwide cultural tidal wave. #1 for 6 months, it would sell 40 million copies. By April 1978, the Bee Gees had written 5 of the top 10 songs on the charts. Not since the Beatles had one band so dominated the airwaves. You were everywhere in the world.
Yes, we were extremely overexposed, but it's the truth. You know, we were having too much success.
When the disco backlash hit, the Bee Gees were the punching bag. I mean, at some point in the middle of the backlash, did you resent it?
Of course. You can't be wonderful to everybody one minute and terrible to everybody the next. Mm-hmm. And we were pretty well devastated by it, you know. And that took us about 2 or 3 years to regroup mentally, emotionally. You know, I can't wear a white suit. No. You know? We can't wear things around our necks.
Other people can.
Other people can, but we can't.
So the brothers retreated, writing hits for other artists, like Barbra Streisand, Dionne Warwick, and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. In 1997, after their music was belittled by a British talk show host,
my dog loves it, but I was just...
Barry Gibb famously snapped on the air.
In fact, I might just leave.
Yeah. Oh, I've never had anyone walk out before, but...
I got the sense you were saying, look, we're tired of being the joke.
Yes, we just didn't want to be, not today.
But that same year, the Bee Gees were recognized by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Tonight, I think we've come home, and we thank you.
Respect had finally been paid. Then in 2003, Morris Gibb, who was just 53, died suddenly from a tangled intestine.
When we lost Mo, he was absolutely fine one day, and 48 hours later, he was dead.
It looked like the Bee Gees were finished. They'd already lost their youngest brother, Andy, who died in 1988 after years of battling drugs. Barry and Robin admit Morris's death divided them. You said you were afraid of him?
I was afraid because I knew where Barry was emotionally. Okay. I knew that his way of expressing himself was by not going forward, by not being a Bee Gee.
I wanted to keep the Bee Gees as the three of us. I wanted that to be the only thing anyone ever saw again.
After talking it over, Barry and Robin are in harmony again.
It's time for us now to move on, without ever letting go of Mo.
To celebrate the Bee Gees' 50 years of making records, a series of releases is planned over the next year, and Barry and Robin have started writing together again.
We still have a lot of music in us.
They've written or performed 15 #1 hits. That music never left us. But the Bee Gees themselves are back.